It's Missy here from TheJollyFatElf. Welcome to another episode of Ask the Elf. It's been a little bit since the last one, but I wanted to make sure that I filmed this one because I think it's important, and I got some feedback in my group and on my page, and this was actually one of the things that was mentioned. So in that video, I was talking about where can you find color inspiration, and then I showed you how to make a card. In the comments, I asked you to leave a question, and Mandy, I believe it's Mandy, let me pick up that screenshot. What did I do with the screenshot, Missy? Pretty sure it was Mandy. Yes, Mandy said, how do you decide on your layout for cards? So I thought this would be a good Ask the Elf question. And so yeah, so let's head over to my craft table. I'm gonna walk you through how I decide on layouts, how I decide on card design, etc. And yeah, so hopefully this answers your question. And if you have any more, make sure you leave them in the comments down below. So let's head over to craft table and I'll walk you through how to create a card. So even the most seasoned or experienced card maker sometimes has to go somewhere else to find inspiration. So you can get on Pinterest, you can go to Instagram, you can get on Facebook groups, etc. So I'll show you that too, but I want to show you what really helps me. And this is a binder, yeah, but it's a sketchbook binder. So I think Sandy still has these sketches available. These were for Operation Right Home, which was the charity that she used to run, where you could send in handmade cards to her, and then she sent them to the military men and women overseas. But since a lot of that has been pulled back, she ended the charity. But I think the website's still available. If it is, I will link it down below. What I love about the Operation Right Home ones is they have the measurements. I hate when I have to figure out the measurements. Like, that's the worst part for me. So yeah, so there's lots of them. And I just put them in page protectors. And another resource is Mary from Cards TV. I will leave her sketches linked down below. I believe it's called Kitten Caboodles. I don't have all of them, but I have a lot of them. And I just put 6 per page. And again, I love her sketches because they come with measurements, and I appreciate that. And then these were the ones I started printing initially. You can see I started back in like 2012. This is Mojo Monday. I don't even know if Mojo Monday is still a website that's available, but if it is, I will link it down below. But a lot of times you'll find sketches pretty much all over the place. I'm in My Favorite Things group, and they do a weekly sketch challenge, and they do a weekly color challenge, and you can win prizes, etc. So there's some really fun and different ways to use paper and dyes, etc. to create some cards. And again, I will leave some links down below. Another, like I said, Pinterest is a great place to go. You don't have to look for literal sketches. You could just pull up Pinterest. Let's pull up Pinterest. And then I'm gonna search for cards. See, I've already searched for slimline cards, navy couch. So there's all sorts of cards on Pinterest. You just have to search. I really like that one. That's really bright and fun and vibrant. So you can just search cards, you can search card sketches, and it'll pull up a ton of them. There's some more Mojo Monday, so maybe Mojo Monday is alive. Is alive and well. 539. That's a lot of damn sketches. So as you can see here, there's lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of options. So I pulled up 2 that I've actually had my eye on. This is one of them. This is from the My Favorite Things group. I really love this. I'll insert the picture because you get to play with pattern paper, you get to play with coloring, and then you also have a way to use the other images. I really, really love that. And then the next one is this one. I love how clean and simple this looks. So this is a stamped sentiment, but this could almost easily be a piece of paper. You've got your image, and then you have a little sentiment over there. So we're gonna make one of these cards. I think I want to do this one. I am really drawn to this one. Okay friends, I picked this dip set from Penguin Palace. I will try to remember to link it down below. If you missed my small stamp shop spotlight earlier in the year, I purchased some stamps from them and then talked about them in a video. Okay, so I'm starting off with some square dies. I have the layering squares and the stitch squares or stitch shapes from Stampin' Up. These are too big. We'll find that out later in the video, but these are too big. So you're gonna want to think really small. I don't know what I was thinking. Normally I would sit down and like do the layout before I started cutting paper, but unfortunately I did not do that. So I am picking papers from the Echo Park I Love Summer collection, and I found one that has like bikinis and sunglasses and umbrellas, and I thought that would be really, really cute because this is a summer and beach theme stamp set. So I'm going to pull that out, I'm going to get it cut down to size, and then I was trying to find a color that went with, and I picked this one from MFT, and I think it worked perfectly. Again, squares are too big. They're too big, don't do that. So I cut 3 of the color ones, and then I cut 3 of the white ones. And then I cut down a piece of white cardstock to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Yeah. Or 4 by 5 1/4. Now I don't even remember. I just made this card last night, Misty Brain. Anywho, so I cut down the cardstock, and now I'm going to stamp the icons. So I'm using a palm tree, a beach ball, there's a surfboard, and then there's a drink. So I'm stamping those with a really light pink ink. And then I'm just moving up my cardstock so I don't have to reposition my stamps. So once that's done, I'm going to go ahead and stamp the images. I'm doing the girl eating the watermelon, the girl in the inner tube, and then the cat on the chase lounge because I thought he was cute. He or she was cute. I'm doing simple coloring. One color, except for the background, I'm using BG11 and BG10, but the rest of them is just going to be one color. Not a whole lot of shading. Just trying to get some color on the paper. And this is when I should have realized that this was just too big. So I'm going to super speed up the coloring, and then I will meet you back here when we're ready to put the card back together. So I did cut this down to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and this piece of paper measures 2 by 5 3/8, and I'm just adhering this down with tape runner that I picked up off Amazon. I got it a little crooked, so I'm going to pull it off and put it back down. I also kind of scored it a little crooked Don't ask me how that happens, but you guys know me. Crooked as a jaybird. I always say that. I'm going to adhere the squares flat, and then we'll put some Scotch mounting foam on the back of the colored squares. That way we can pop them up. So I'm going to turn this over to real-time Misty in the video, and then I'll catch back up with you guys at the end. Okay, my squares don't fit. Gosh darn it. The squares don't fit. I wonder what size square. Those must be small images. This is why I don't like to use sketches without measurements, because these are not going to fit. Poot. I guess we can just use 2. Yeah, we'll just use 2. That's the other thing. I mean, don't be afraid to change them how you need them. I mean, they're really just there for inspiration. You don't have to, I mean, if you feel like, I mean, you could, as long, okay, copy and share everything. So if you do copy it and you post it to social media, just make sure that you credit whoever was the originator of it. So I will remember to flash up the name of the person who did this sketch. Shall we add a sentiment? No, I think we're gonna leave it at that. So a quick and simple little card. Again, I wish I had all 3 squares, but I don't. It needs one more thing. It needs one more thing. It needs one more thing. It has to have one more thing. Taking my life in my own hands, pulling up the adhesive. We're gonna add a 3rd one. And this is another thing, like if something is not working out for me, I mean, you guys don't see how much I edit out. There are some days where I'm like, oi, edit that out, Misty. You gotta edit that out. Okay, let's add another piece of, I'm gonna pop this one up on one side, the side that's not gonna be touching the, did that still not print? What? Wait. So there we go. Fun little card, again, quick and simple. Should have been, and these could have benefited from being a little bit smaller too. So that, again, that's on me. But yeah, but we saved it, and that's all that matters. So thank you so much for joining me today. Like I said, this is what I do, like if I don't have something that just pops in my head. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for joining me. I love your faces, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.